am Madeline from Slings, and I'm going live today because this week is Dyslexia and Dyspraxia week. And I thought I would go live about this because I am dyslexic and actually also borderline for dyspraxia too. And this isn't something I really talk about, not because I'm at all ashamed, because I'm not. I don't talk about it because I didn't really want to bore anyone. I didn't think it was particularly relevant to baby wearing or relevant to anyone on here, that I'm dyslexic and dyspraxic. But over the last 12 months or so, I guess I've changed my mind on this, because over the last 12 months or so, I've had an increasing number of parents who've come to me and said, I'm worried about baby wearing, I'm worried about learning, or I'm worried about particular carriers or particular wraps because I'm dyslexic, or I'm worried about that I won't be able to do it because I have difficulties with coordination because I'm dyspraxic. And that kind of surprised me because, as I said, I'm dyslexic and I'm dyspraxic, and I've always sort of thought, well, they're actually, they're not hard, but I've realised that I should talk about it. I should talk about how dyslexia and dyspraxia affect me as a parent, and how baby wearing helps, and then how, if you are feeling nervous about learning, if you are feeling like it's going to be a worry for you to learn to use a particular carrier because maybe you struggle with your coordination, or you struggle with dyslexia or dyspraxia, or you struggle physically, how you could go about learning, what might work for you, what might make it easier for you. So, as I mentioned, I am both dyslexic. Well, I'm dyslexic and I'm borderline for dyspraxia. So how did that affect me as a parent? Well, I don't think my dyslexia has affected me hugely. And that's the one I was diagnosed with when I was 9, and I've got lots of help in my life. I've been very fortunate in that I've had lots of help and things from that. Dyspraxia, at the time when I was 9, it was sort of said, oh, she's flagging up as borderline for dyspraxia too, but it was never really investigated further and not something I've ever really worked on. But actually probably the thing that has affected me more as a parent. See, I would say I drop my keys on average about 5 times a day, or my phone, or anything. I was always terrified of dropping my babies, because things just seem to sometimes slip out of my hands. I often fall over things. My legs are covered in bruises from how often I walk into stuff. So again, this is something that always made me really nervous and really worried about with my babies, because I was really worried that, while it's fine for my legs to be covered in bruises, I didn't want to ever injure them. But for me, the thing that I found the most challenging actually was the pushchair, the buggy, because pushing it, the physicality of pushing it and not accidentally, over uneven surfaces, without accidentally tipping it or rolling it or crashing into things. We used to live in West Kensington, and just walking down the street always felt really fraught for me, because all the different changes and all the street furniture, like lampposts and pillars and bins, and I used to get really, really, really anxious every time I went out with the baby with the pram, with the pushchair. And I even had a couple of instances where I did roll it, and really, it was horrible. Anyway, once when I forgot to put a bar in for Tom, and he went flying down when I tried to go down some steps. Oh, it was awful. Anyway, so for me, baby wearing and baby carriers really helped me as a dyspraxic parent, because my baby was right there. So having to coordinate, my struggles are with gross motor control. So if you throw a ball at me, I will dodge rather than try and catch it, because I know I have no chance of catching it. My issues are more with spatial awareness and the gross motor control. So like, for instance, I didn't pass my driving test until last year, and it took me about 2 years worth of lessons, because the spatial awareness of where to position my car was really, really hard for me. So having my baby right here, right against me, really helped me be really, really calm. And, because I didn't have to worry about where they were in space. They were right with me, right where I could feel them. And this was hugely beneficial to me. So what do I say when parents do say to me, oh, I'm worried I won't be able to do this carrier because I'm not really great at coordination? Well, I really thought about this, because I didn't feel like I found those hard to learn. And I've thought about why I didn't feel these hard to learn. And I realised that the reason was quite early on, while I was still pregnant, I went along to a Sling library, and I was shown in person So I didn't try to learn how to use, so I started with a stretchy wrap. I didn't try to learn how to use a stretchy wrap from watching a video. I didn't try to learn it from reading a manual. I was shown by someone who went through it step by step by step with me and gave me one to do at the same time, and I practiced with a little stuffed owl, I think it was, and I put the stuffed owl and I did it step by step by step, and that helped to break it down for me. And then subsequently, before my baby was born, then, you know, I could use a video or the manual just to refresh, but I physically felt what it was supposed to feel like. And I do really absolutely empathise with any parent saying, I don't think I can learn, who've just watched a video and haven't tried it, or you know, say they've got their thing, but they're trying to learn from a video. I couldn't do that. There is no way my ability to process spatial awareness information would allow me to watch a video and learn. I know I make videos, and I make videos to appease the Instagram and the Facebook gods, and the YouTube gods, and the SEO on my website and so forth. I make videos for this reason, but I don't expect anyone to learn from them. So if you are struggling, if you are nervous, I really, really, really recommend you check out your local Sling library or your local consultant, or me. I offer consultations obviously locally, but I also offer consultations through Zoom, through WhatsApp. And then while it is like a video, but it is live, and we can bounce off each other, we can try things together, we can go through it step by step by step. And having been there, I really understand and I know how to break it down. No carrier, there is absolutely no carrier that is too hard for anyone to learn. I have never, ever, in 8 years of being a consultant and running Sling libraries, I have never, ever, ever met a person I haven't been able to teach any type of carrier if they've wanted to learn. If they've wanted to learn and has been able to have the time to go through step by step by step, absolutely, and I firmly believe absolutely anyone can learn to do it. It might be that the standard way doesn't work for you. It might be that, you know, the standard way in the manual doesn't work for you. That's fine. You know, someone like me, a consultant, I can see that in an instant. I can be demoing, I can watch somebody and I can see in an instant that the way that's the normal first way of it being taught isn't working for them. And I'll show you a different way and we will change it and we will find the way that works for you. But if you want to, you absolutely can. So whether you are dyspraxic, whether you're dyslexic, whether you have coordination issues or whatever, if you are feeling at all nervous, if you have a carrier already and you're worried about using it or you think it is too hard, please get in contact and I will help break it down and make it easy for you. All the best. Bye.